All right, we've got a few headliners to start us off here. Happy Saturday. We're in day 2 of Lobby Chat Limbo after toxicity forces the shutdown of the text chat. Bermuda Breakaway also have been removed from the league after being assessed their 4th forfeit of the season. All their future games are marked down as forfeits as the result. Alongside that, Big Phil suspended for at least 2 seasons after altercation with Gibsonia Geisters captain Bosch. More on that later on. New Jersey Noobs clinch their playoffs berth last night with a win against the Midwest Monarchs. Good stuff there in the Challenger Division. Going to cover all that here in the next few minutes. Of course, it's 2:02 here on Saturday. Happy Saturday, Slappers. It's going to be a good one. Welcome to SPL Post to Post, your source of SPL and Slapshot-related news. Trying to cover all parts of the round table, just like King Arthur did back in the day. Good old high school. But yeah, big titles out there on the ice here over the last day. We'll get more into the scores here in a few seconds. But yeah, one match tonight. Buffalo and the Geisters are going to be playing against each other at 8 o'clock on the SPL Network. Tune in if you're interested in a little intermediate action. But yeah. What happened to Bermuda? I really don't know. I think what more so what happened was Shadows had a lot of computer issues. He messaged me whenever they had 3 forfeits on the season. And just asking like basic information on what he could possibly do, as I think his computer chip or his computer graphics card got fried. I'm not sure if it was the motherboard, power supply, something got bricked, and he was just having a rough go of it. Wasn't able to play Slapshot, wasn't able to really schedule games, so it was left up to his other 3 players, and roster lock hit. Things happen. Yeah, that is the Bermuda Breakaway are out of the West Division. Taking a look at the Western Division standings as they are right now, Bermuda Breakaway would have been 6th place, I think, at the time of that, and so after the few forfeit victories were assessed throughout the league, Phoenix Onions, Churchill Polar Bears both overtaking them in the standings. Yuma Dust Bunnies right now considered to be a playoff team over in the West Coast. Vancouver Conditioners battling a game down from the Yuma Dust Bunnies, getting their first win thanks to the removal of the Bermuda Breakaway. But I don't think everybody has the same amount of games in the Western Division because we started with an odd number of teams, and everybody plays everybody at least one time, and I think you just do another roundabout with the teams is how we ended up running with the schedule this season. So some teams are going to be playing 15, some teams are going to be playing 16. It just depends on how many times you would have played the team that has disbanded on top of the matches with your Bermuda Breakaway on the West Coast. But taking a look at the Challenger standings, another thing to point out here, New Jersey Noobs, 27 standing points, are not able to be knocked out of their playoff spot. The lowest they can go is 4th place. Spinners and Beauties cannot catch them, and I don't think the Orbit can either. So I think the lowest the Noobs can go is 3rd place in the Challenger standings, and good job to the Noobs. The journey's not over yet. They got 4 more games in the regular season. Let's see if they can keep that loss column to a 1 and throw a little Pittsburgh Viper action out there on the ice. Last team to only have 1 loss coming out of the regular season in the Challenger Division, promoted, and they went to first to pro. So maybe the Noobs are looking to take that one and run with that little story there. But yeah, it'll be interesting. I don't have a whole lot of expectations coming out of the Challenger Division. I hope we see a couple games tomorrow from the Challenger Division. I think Challenger this season has been the most competitive it's ever been, in regards to the previous few seasons that we've seen here, up here for the boys in purple. Of course, Ontario Outliers, pretty hot on their heels. I think they have a chance to bring this back and run it back. They got 8 games left in the regular season. A lot of games up for grabs still for the Ontario Outliers. Their journey is only about halfway done here in the regular season, and we'll see if they can wrap it up as we get towards the end of the regular season. Ocean City Tsunamis, of course, they don't have any games to play this week, pushing all their games to next week just because of just scheduling issues. The team's roster not really being around town here for week number 5. Week number 6, I think they're going to play all the remaining games during week number 6. I wish the best to Clifford and company, because that is going to be more Slapshot than anybody was ever meant to healthily consume. But yeah, good luck to them. If they think they can do it, they can. You just put your mind and heart to it. I'm sure it'll be fine and dandy. Sometimes on Friday, it might be called Randy. Not entirely sure about that, though. But yeah, Midwest Monarchs on the verge of getting out of the relegation spot there against the Edmonton Beauties. Are tied for 6th place. Of course, that head-to-head record coming into the deciding factor between both of those teams. Tied in goal differential. I've never seen anything like that before in my life. Edmonton Beauties, Midwest Monarchs scoring the same amount that they let up. And it's quite wild. Edmonton Beauties, 69 goals for, 69 goals against. Great stuff. Fuico, of course, was the third star from last week from the Challenger Division. The rest of those will be announced here at the end of this broadcast. But yeah, it'll be interesting. Going back to yesterday's games, taking a look at the end results that we had last night. Midwest Monarchs 4-12 against the Ontario Outliers. Outliers on top of that one. Mafia over the Wolves 3-8. Monarchs were defeated by the Noobs. Noobs clutching the playoff berth with that win there. Nightwings fell to the Popes 11-6 there in the intermediate division. And the rest was history. But taking a look back at the headliners as we had it earlier, Lobby Chat's still gone. Not really a roadmap of whenever that'll be coming back or if it'll be coming back. There's a split audience about whether or not they want it to come back or if they want to just keep it quiet, keep it hush-hush. And, you know, that surprised me. I thought it was just going to be an uproar of why is it gone? Bring it back now, bring it back before, you know, I get a real social life. But yeah, it's interesting. Day 2. Maybe it'll go to day 3. I don't really know. We got to talk about that as a staff to figure that out. A lot of if you look at the majority of the Pro Division, everybody that has any substance to them, outside of like the Vipers, because the Vipers have always been active in the chat. Anybody of substance really doesn't talk in there. Panarin rarely talks in lobby. Rodeo I think is the most active quote unquote pro player that has been active in the lobby chat. You don't really see anybody that's normally active in the pro scene, active in lobby chat, outside of like Eli, Henry, and, you know, the Vipers entirely. But yeah, all right, so the story behind why the lobby chat ended up disappearing, it's not deleted, it's just hidden from everybody, so just cool off until things cool off. It was just too toxic. There's nothing but toxicity. Anytime we would click on it, it was just a reason why people would not want to join the league. Anytime we would click on it, it'd just be another reason why the pro scene is like slowly moving away from the game. It's just, there wasn't anything positive about it if you weren't there to trash talk. Of course, you know, trash talking is a part of SPL more and more so each season as we get deeper into deeper down the rabbit hole. Of course, Orange, Exploit, Skiztastic, Eli, the main protagonists of that storyline, that anime plotline, some might say. But there's a lot of history there. We're not going to delete it. I would never think about deleting lobby chat. We will hide it, though, from time to time. But there's a lot of history there. Yeah, it's less it's less trash talk and more personal attacks. I heavily agree with that. There's a certain point where it's trash talk. There's a certain point where it's just harassment of another player, and they were treading the line pretty finely, and then it just kind of went off the rails and into the river, and enough was enough. And so it's gone until it's not. I don't really know when it's coming back, if it'll be coming back, if it's going to be anytime soon or not. That is up for nothing but time to decide. But yeah, make it read only. I don't have a problem with that. I'll send that one past Pino. Pino's here, so he knows. But yeah, we'll talk it over. If we're not going to reopen lobby chat for at least a week, we will make it read only. But if not, we'll have to wait and see. The copy paste messages were amazing. There's a lot of pinned lobby chat messages. Namely, the one that I got of who was it? I think it was Reno. Posted something about the Yosemite Grizzlies. I really adore that message entirely. Now I feel like making it read only would make people realize what happened leading up to the disability of the lobby chat, and I mean it would just serve like a history book. I feel fine with that. Yeah, that's my 2 cents. I'm just one of many people on staff though, so yeah, how's it going, Fuico? Of course, following alongside of that, Big Phil was suspended from the Slapshot Premier League, quote-unquote, indefinitely. We don't know the exact end date quite yet, as he is a repeat offender in the bans and mutes category. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens. We're still talking it over. It's at least 2 seasons. That's all we know right here and now. But if as soon as more details become available, we're live here every day at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for all your Slapshot and SPL related news. Yeah, it'll be interesting. I don't know what entirely is going to happen in that scenario, but needless to say, At the beginning of the week. I think it was on the 2nd of March, 1st of March, something like that. Big Phil was still the captain of the Buffalo Buffaloes, so he was scheduling with Bosch. After they agreed on a date, Bosch sent back a message to Big Phil because there was no announcement of the transfer of captaincy. But there was a transfer of captaincy over to Noah now in the intermediate division for the Gibsoni Geesters. I played tonight against Buffalo here on the SPL network. If you want to tune into that, there's a little plug. But yeah. So Big Phil disrespectful and kind of just personally attacked Bosch, and we're just like, that's enough of that. Set him down. Doesn't even play East anymore. Just played on the Western team. The Phoenix Onions are down to 3 players now because of that. So after his history in SPL and, given what happened then and there and what was said, there was one slur, and that I'll just leave your minds up to which slur it was. But yeah, it's so he's out for 2 seasons at least. Season number 7 is the earliest he can come back. 2 seasons being this season included, and the next season being the suspension. That's the minimum. We don't have a maximum yet. We're still talking that one out. A lot of the indefinitelies mean just we have what we want to do as an action. We just don't know how long the maximum sentence is. But yeah. New Jersey Noobs last night clinching the playoff berth. The lowest they can go is 3rd place in the standings. If they get 1st place, that's a real good buy right there. As 1st place plays 4th place in the Challenger division. Winner of that goes on to play 10th place in Pro. 2nd and 3rd place of Challenger will play each other in a best of 3. Winner of that best of 3 will move on to play 9th place of Pro. So it's going to be interesting. Take a look back at the Challenger division right now. The Noobs would play the Orbit. Tsunamis would play the Outliers. I think it's going to be Noobs and Outliers taking on the Orangutans and possibly the Comets. I think the Comets are going to take a dip down into the relegation spot. It's a tight race down there. 2 games back, Orangutans between the Orangutans, the Grizzlies, Typhoons. And half a game above the Typhoons and Grizzlies are the Comets. I think the Comets are going to hit a bit of a road bump here late in the regular season. Grizzlies, a dark horse at their finest. They're going to punch themselves. They don't have Green, though. I completely forgot they don't have Green. I think the Grizzlies might be in a tough spot. Alongside the Typhoons, Typhoons picking up a few loose free agents from quote-unquote free agents from the Challenger division. Of course, Yager coming all the way up from Open last season. He's now in Pro, marching his way up through the ranks pretty swiftly, joining alongside Hex, another Challenger player here on the Typhoons roster. They're on the verge of relegation, and they're looking to stay out of it as they continue on the regular season. They got 8 games remaining in the regular season. We'll see if they can punch it out, get themselves up for a little bit of wiggle room to work with. But yeah, also Pickles is also on the Typhoons. Wait, Hex went to the Grizzlies, didn't he? Yeah. But yeah, Monkeys have a chance to take 1st place from the Pittsburgh Vipers. Pittsburgh Vipers found a way to bleed a little bit here before the week was over. I think the roster lock night was the night that the Vipers found their first loss. But yeah, Pro Division a little bit still behind whenever it comes to total games played compared to the rest of the league. And maybe we'll get that shaped out before the door knockers come and knocking. I don't know what I was going for there, but yeah. Of course, Bermuda Breakaway. I think that was a little bit late to the party. I remember there were a few forfeits, a lot of postponed games with that organization on the West Coast. And a lot of people saw it coming. There was one week, I think they had 6 games to play, and I just knew it whenever I saw there was 6 games to play that week that I did not think they were making it through. That's just my 2 cents from me to you. But yeah, I think that does it for all SPL-related news. There wasn't a whole lot to go over. It's Saturday. There's 1 game tonight. Yeah, I don't really have anything else to say. You guys have any questions for me? The only other thing I can think of is the Typhoons pushed all 5 of their games this week to a Monday-Tuesday basis, alongside the Yosemite Grizzlies playing only Monday-Tuesday. Otters playing Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, and it's going to be a tough ride for me in the broadcast booth throughout the later half of the weekend. But yeah, playoffs are going to be interesting. It's going to be a tough one from any corner you try to punch from. It's not going to be there's not going to be any easy rounds for anybody. I guarantee that. But as we get closer, spots look to start to get solidified here soon. There's a pretty big gap between second and fourth place, especially the upper half of the division and the lower half of the division. 2 games apart. Otters, Cobras tied right now for 5th place. They're 2 games behind the Clappers, 3 games behind the Plague, 4 games behind second place. And it's a rough one. Orlando Otters last week did not have a chance to play their games. A few people out of town. So Orlando Otters looking to get it done here this week. Week 4 and 5 games. Looking to get this one done Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Otters pick with the acquisition of Green. I think the Otters are going to finish 3rd place in the Pro Division. I think they're going to leapfrog right over the Clappers and Plague here in the upcoming next few days. That's my prediction there. We'll have to wait and see what happens. I'm really excited to see just Copious amounts of Slapshot here in the next few days. Of course, tonight at 8 o'clock, I'm going to try to snag the only game here we have tonight, but no promises. No promises there. But, yeah. I think that's going to do it here this evening. That's all the more I got for you. Keeping you fresh, keeping you on your toes, keeping you updated here in the Slapshot Premier League. It's Saturday. It's pretty much our down day. This is our least active day out of all of them. Friday, Saturday, really just kind of dead here in the league. But yeah, a lot of stuff happened last night, and yeah, we'll look forward to it. Thank you guys for tuning in to SPL Post to Posts, and hopefully we'll see you on the flip flop.